Right now, let's have a little bit of authority and a little bit of insight, especially from a kit designer in Nigeria, indigenous to us here. We've got Andrew Randa, CEO of Randy Footy, a kit designer here in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Andrew, for joining us all the way from Jos. We appreciate your time this time, joining us on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure being here.
Oh, thank you so much. You just joined into the conversation. Myself and Bolu have been having this conversation around why can't we have one particular kit designer? Why can't we have a homegrown kit designer? Why is the ministry unveiling a peak kit design away from what we heard, the Activelyblack, though not on an official basis? But why can't we have synergy when it comes to kit designing for the national team? What do you think, coming from an angle as a kit designer?
To be honest with you, it's something that we've been battling for about 10 years now. The indigenous kit designers and indigenous kit crafts like Cole or Wu and the three of them. We've been trying to talk to those that matter in Nigeria to be able to trust us. I can tell you, that a few times after Nigeria, we talk to a few of us to send out designs to them that they can use for their clubs. I did a design for Australia in 2016, but not too many people in Nigeria know about it. So it's really sad seeing how things have panned out with Activelyblack and Peak. Again, anytime there's a competition that has to do with the federation supplying the teams to participate in the global games, either the African Games or the Olympic Games, something like this always happens. And I do not know if the communication breakdown or some kind of synergy that wasn't there between the NOC, the Ministry of Sport, and the federation can supply their athletes to represent Nigeria. But to answer your question, I think it's a mentality that we need to change. There has to be a proper partnership among Nigerian officials who think that whatever is home is bad, and whatever is abroad or comes from abroad is good. It's a mentality that they have to change. Other Nigerians have to change. If you look at what Activelyblack has done, I did a video on it from my Instagram and TikTok, really appreciating the design, the whole creativity behind it, the texture, the lettering, the font, and just the whole style, the energy behind the kit done by Activelyblack. And by the way, this is very sponsored. It's very sponsored content for them. It's just me saying what I think from my own perspective.
Okay. Hello, Andrew. Are you still with us? All right. I've been waiting to hear those unique features from this Activelyblack design. Bolu, do you see anything so unique that you think maybe the ministry should have considered to embrace this design?
I was really hoping and waiting to listen to Andrew.
I was really waiting too.
It was breaking down everything one by one. Then I love how their logo was placed there. It needs to look well. There are some logos you see that it's so obvious and loud and everything. Theirs was cool and quiet. And one thing to listen, they are green.
I think we have Andrew back. We have Andrew, so he can continue with his thoughts. Andrew, are you with me?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
So basically what I was saying is, I think I've seen good designs. I've seen what they've done. I think personally, from my own point of view, I would have gone with the Activelyblack or found a way to be able to sync between what it has done, obviously because it's coming from the ministry, and the Activelyblack. So the Activelyblack might be the artwear and the travel wear and all that, and maybe just to give kids whatever. I don't know what they have agreed with the ministry. Maybe they might do this for the opening ceremony, closing ceremony. But to be honest with you, I've seen what both firms have done, and I'll definitely go with what Activelyblack has done because the placement of the logos, the originality, the aesthetics, the design concept, the harmony, the balance, the proportion, and the general aesthetics of it is really beautiful. It's one of the best group of kits I've seen. Most of the things individuals could maybe perform well alternate, but the whole package and the whole design, both for athletics, I've seen athletics, I've seen basketball, I've seen the camp wear and travel wear, and then the leisure wear. They're really, really brilliant. And whoever designed it did a brilliant job. And this is coming from a designer myself, and I think I love it. I just hope both parties will find a way to encourage what Activelyblack has done. And let me just chip in. It's a US-based company, but they came to Nigeria to partner with a Nigerian kitchen firm. They brought in the designs, they sat down with them, Basically, these folks, they were able to do all these things, the cutting, the placement, the stitching, the sewing, here in Nigeria. So what it means is, it's a Black-owned entrepreneurship firm. They brought it to Nigeria, and Nigerians here are benefited from it. So the experience of making this kit, the experience of being part of this, and then just getting financially, it's everything you want as a designer and, you know, as a kit maker in Nigeria. I just hope that they find a way to, you know, bring them back. And in fact, I've already picked Activelyblack to a few sports companies here in Nigeria and a few football clubs with the MPHL to take a look at them and see what can be done for them.
All right, I'm hoping that the ministry will be able to still think back, retrace their steps, and watch out for those unique features that you just mentioned right now. But let me go down memory lane right now. I still have Bolu in this conversation. 2008, we wore Adidas. We were kitted by Adidas. 2016, we were kitted by Peak. 2020, we were kitted by Alpha Sports. And now, 2024, we are being kitted by Peak. Now, in that design by Peak, I'm not saying anything, you know, different from what they did sometime in 2012 or even 2012, yes, I beg your pardon. Looking at this, who are the key individuals who are entitled or responsible for these conflicting sponsorship deals, and how can they be held accountable, Randy?
You know, to be honest with you, I don't really have any issues with every circle they get a new kitchen partner. I don't have a problem with that. Because in sports, all of these things happen. Because sports is basically like CSR in Nigeria. It's not a business yet. So whatever is coming out from the Ministry of Sport, it has this civil service mentality about it. And if you go to the civil service like me, you will understand that these things happen all the time. But that's the least of my problem. The fundamental thing for me is the athletes get something that represents Nigeria, that represents the energy we bring, that represents the Nigeria vibe, that represents what the athletes want. If you speak to a few athletes, I'll give you an example. When we were preparing for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2019, I was the media officer for the Flying Eagles at that point. Everybody was asked to send in their measurements for whatever Nike was going to do for us. So you had to give it your short, your size, your cap, everything. So everything came bespoke. So whatever was given to Andrew Rwanda, all the bags came with my initials. Everything in the bag was tailored specifically to suit me. But what we do have is just generic off-the-shelf stuff that they gather from their store, package it into a bag, and then bring it to the ministry. And then the ministry will call you, go and check this thing. Is it your size? Will it fit you? And then sometimes you see the athletes taking their apparel to roadside tailors to shape it to the way that they want. I'm not really a fan of all those kind of stuff. And if you look at the design that he came with, I won't say it's really bad, but this is 2024. There's a bit of minimalist style that reigns everywhere. If you look at the latest kits done by Adidas, Puma, the other giants, Jehovah, and the rest, for the Euro 2020 and the Copa America, there's a shift. You see that everybody's trying to shift a bit towards minimalism and try to make their design proper for the season and proper for the time, with a bit of input from the host federation. Unfortunately, we don't have that in Nigeria. What we do, most of the time, we contract this thing out to somebody. Somebody goes to China, sits with it, tells them, give me 60 medium-sized shirts, give me 50 medium-sized XL, give me that bag, and then they bring it over to Nigeria, and then they give it to the athletes. The last African Games in Morocco, not the one that just happened, the last one in Morocco, it was the same thing that happened. Athletes were rushing before departure to go and shape, if you know what I mean, their kits that were given to them, so that someone wanted their kits to be fitted, someone wanted loose, and all that. And it was really funny. I was just sitting and looking at the athletes. There was a bit of people in squash and a few other sports, badminton. I was looking at them, I was really laughing because at this stage, and in 2018 at that point, 2019, this thing should not happen. Again, there has to be better communication between the Ministry of Sport, the federations that supply the athletes, and then the Nigeria Olympics. They have to be.
They have to be synergy indeed, and the athletes bear the brunt here. Bolu, I know that you're still in this conversation, so we're not going to leave you out of it. The athletes are always the ones at the receiving end. Andrew just shared something very intricate here. He says that at a time they would have them bring their measurements so that these kids can fit. because you're the ones wearing it. The athletes are the ones wearing it. How do you think this can affect their focus for these Olympics? They do not even know which one they're going to be wearing. I did hear with the news making the rounds that maybe the peak design will be what they will wear for the opening and the closing ceremony. Then Activelyblack will be what they will wear for the competitions. I don't understand the confusion. I think this will really affect the athletes. How do you think this will take a toll on them?
Picking up from what Andrew said, for example, I love slim kits. That you bring me a big jersey, I will not be comfortable in it. What's the sensible thing is, everybody, oh yeah, this is your bag. Everything you'll be wearing is inside. Andrew, this is your bag. Customized for just you. Now the question now is based on it was even models, no athletes were the ones, not the ones even unveil this peak jersey.
Come on.
From the Activelyblack, you saw models, everything putting it on. Naturally, everyone should have your factory fitted kits. I mean, from what you're wearing to the boots, either the shirts, the short, everything, you should be packaged for you. If that did not happen, some athletes will complain. Yeah, some will be like, let's just wear. Some athletes don't care what they wear. But some will tell you, I'm particular about what comes to my body, because if it's a little bit too tight, I won't like it. If it's a little bit too free, I will not like it. So that's what should be done naturally. But based on what we are saying, like I said earlier, these kids came in just a traveling bag and they say just remove the jersey to unveil. If they don't get the measurements or the fits for these athletes, some of them will definitely complain. And most athletes these days don't like big jerseys. It has to be body fitted for them to be able to move freely.
All right, finally, let me let Andrew go. But before that, Andrew, you're one kit designer here, growing your brand, and it's a beautiful one, I would say. And I'm waiting for that day. I have a dream when I would hear that Andrew Randy Futi would be kitting the senior national team. How can we ensure that homegrown designers get embraced, get encouraged by the sport ministry here in Nigeria, Randu?
Let me share a quick story with you. Prior to the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, I brought out a design that I just put. It was a mock-up. I just sat down in my house, 5-10 minutes. I was able to bring out the design, and then I put it online, and I went to sleep. The next day I woke up, my phone was blowing up. Some people went and said, these are the kids that the Super Eagles are going to use for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. And in fact, after a week or so, some Nigerians in the UK sent a petition to Nike that if this jersey design is not adopted for the Super Eagles, they were not going to buy the kits that were going to be made for the Super Eagles for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. NFF got a call from Nike. NFF called me and said, listen, we're having issues with Nike because some people are sending a petition, some people are protesting. This is a Nigerian designer. That if a Nigerian designer, they don't use my design, don't buy a Nigerian designer, that's me. They were not going to buy the kit. NFF called me. In fact, the second vice president called me at that point, and we had a very, very long discussion with him. Nike were threatening to sue at a point because I also made a mistake. I used their logo and I put it on my Twitter, and the thing just blew up completely. Everybody was like, this is what we're going to use, this is nice, blah, blah, blah. And then I had to sit down with the vice president at that point, and then he had to talk to Nike, and Nike was threatening to sue me. It was just a mess at that point, but luckily we were able to, get to sit down and resolve it amicably. But at that point, I actually understood that Nigerians are initiative of their own. And even at that point, I got talking with a few people from the marketing department of NFF. They said, when it's time for the next kit, they're going to bring me on board to talk with whoever is designing whatever with Nike so that we'll rub our minds together and come up with something really interesting for the Super Eagles and other national teams. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But the good part is, the NFF did talk to me once in a while about this for the Federation Cup at that point. I think 2019, we had planned to do something for the 18th in the quarterfinals of the Asian Cup. That also didn't happen because of, like I said, Nigeria is Nigeria. But to answer your question directly, it's always been my dream to design stuff for the Super Eagles. And I'm hoping that one day it will happen. 2018, it nearly happened, even though from a negative standpoint. But I think that we're gradually getting to the point that most of these federations will have to pick out Nigerian designers who understand the Nigerian culture, who know what the people need, who understand the colors, who know the motifs, who know all these things, the calligraphy, the font, and the energy around some of these designs. Designs for me, for Africa, it's a little bit different from Europe. We have a lot of cultural and heritage attached to what we wear.
Yes.
But,
and that brings out the beauty.
Exactly. So it makes it very unique, it makes it bespoke, and that's what we're looking for. So hopefully, as we're having this conversation, especially on your channel, some of the people that should know will be watching this and be able to reach out to some of us. There are a lot of younger guys doing this much better than I do, but maybe because my name is out there and they are not really known. But there are a lot of people that can do brilliant stuff for federations. Not just
yes, I've seen beautiful designers. I remember the Table Tennis Federation, the team, being kitted by Owu Sport. And he is also a homegrown designer. Beautiful.
I also design for Owu. I design for Owu. I design for Owu. I design for Coach.
So I
most of
wait.
the major areas send their stuff to me to design. So maybe from the local front, hopefully. I've also done stuff for teams in Togo and Benin Republic. So hopefully, I'm also in the MPSL. So from the local side, I've done a bit. I'm hoping to get to the national level.
I am also hoping. I have a dream. I have a dream. One day, the homegrown designers will be embraced. They say a man is not celebrated in his town. Cameroon are celebrating Afro sports there. They are coming with commendations for the design. But I'm really hopeful, and I pray that the ministry would embrace, encourage the homegrown designers, and then use their kits for the national team. Thank you so much, Andrew Randa, for speaking to us on In the Game.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
You too.